Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Lumberjack Landlord here. Exciting morning this morning. As you guys have seen, the major announcement, scariest project ever. Didn't know any other way of putting it because it's the scariest project ever. Just from a mindset perspective, I always want to push myself. I always want to get better. In the real estate investing career, there's people that only do it for money. And there's people that also do it for money and for purpose, and not so much purpose like, righteous purpose. It's just they want to do something that will impact, and I think for us, we like doing these types of projects. We like doing the ones where we can do something affordable, something attainable. Certainly we have stuff that is entry level. And then we have all the way up to, oh my word, this place is the most amazing place I've ever lived in. And so we really kind of cover the spectrum. That's our level of diversification, I guess. But, as you continue to push yourself through your investing career, just kind of like what I put in the post, as you push yourself in your investing career, the idea is that you continue to grow, get better, learn, learn new hacks, learn new processes, meet new people, network being net worth. In all honesty, I don't know if I could have done this project, 15 years ago. Definitely not 20 years ago, probably not 15, probably not 10. Maybe 5 years ago, I could have done a project like this, but that's what makes this project so exciting is, in all honesty, I'm just looking at some of the numbers and I'm squaring things out and putting together budgets. And it's crazy scary. The other thing too is that, too often people are playing the short game, and the short game can be, getting instant appreciation on an asset. It can be, well, what's it going to be worth next year? And even, hey, I'm looking in MLS and that's how I found it. All of those things are acceptable. Those are all good ways to invest. From the perspective of going in MLS and finding it that way. What you'll find is as you get further in your real estate career, it depends on how big you want it to be. Starting to buy from wholesalers, starting to buy for foreclosure sales, starting to buy off market because you have such an amazing network that you're getting opportunities at things before they hit the market. Heaven forbid, crazy things like door knocking or reaching out to specific owners of specific assets in your market, trying to market to them, trying to buy an asset. All of those things are all ways that I've bought property. What was interesting is that, 2 years ago or so, maybe 3 years ago, I started looking at assets that towns might own. I had stumbled on one maybe 10 or 12 years ago and I bought it. And it was a tax foreclosure. The city had foreclosed on the house because of back taxes. And so I remember just being blown away at how little the building I was able to purchase it for. I was able to purchase it. It was a 3-bed, 2-bath house in an area where a typical 3-bed, 2-bath house was worth about $200K. And I bought this for, I bought it for 40. So, and I put 70 into it, rehabbing it. But even at those numbers, I was way, 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 way ahead of market. And knew I could make a great profit, but more importantly, could take something that was a dead asset, not lived in for years, and turn it into something that was now again available housing. So it's not just affordable, it's also available. So, in looking at, in that process, I'd had my eye on this particular property, and thank God, that my broker is as awesome as he is, because it failed selling through the city. It failed doing that. And what was really interesting is it failed selling through the city. They then gave it to a broker. The broker listed it and put it in an area where it wasn't like broadly viewed. And so my broker saw it and said, hey, listen, I check this out. And I saw it and I was like, oh my word, it's live. They're trying to sell it actively. thankfully we got in there with the list of other prospective investors. We got in there in the first couple of days, we put an offer together, and it took a few months of public meetings. It took a few months of, working with the city. But they accepted the offer, and that was just working through the process to actually get the asset purchased. But surprised and excited to say that we closed on that asset this last week. It is a police station jail. So it doubled as both. And we're super excited about the opportunities that this project is going to be able to bring us to grow as investors, and also for what we're going to be able to do to impact the city. So often these buildings are nuisances to the cities, right? They're not generating tax revenue. There's something else that DPW and Department of Public Works and that the cities then have to manage and take care of. They have to make sure that they're secured. They have to make sure that they're doing landscaping around it. They have to make sure that there's, been no break-ins. And we all know that as these types of assets sit there, they only get less and less valuable in most cases, not because of what the market's doing, but because they're deteriorating. Unused things like this, like plumbing and such, they start to go down in price because it's longer. Like heating systems don't do well sitting there not being run. The gaskets in between the sections of the boilers usually will dry out, and then guess what? Then that leaks, and sometimes you can replace it and sometimes you can't. And if you can't, then it's for something that's big, it might be a 15 or 20 or $30,000 swap. So I wanted to share this experience with you guys. I know that there will be ups and downs because it's real estate investing. It's all how you handle those ups and downs though. And so I just wanted to kind of walk you guys through the project and show it to you, because we're starting off with truly a blank canvas. But I'm going to share this now and see how this will work. Hopefully it works well. But as you can imagine, sometimes we have a little bit difficulties with the Google machine. But we will walk you guys through this thing, show you what it actually looks like. I came up with a really cool code name for this project. And I bet you guys will never guess it. But we call this Operation Jail Project. I know, throwing you guys for a loop. So let's jump in. I'll actually show you guys what this thing looks like. Let's see. I just need to make sure that I got other stuff shut off first. Okay, we're good. We good? We're good. We good? Yeah, we're good. Okay, we're good. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Matt, you look so refreshed this morning. Frank, I'm dying. We had a great boot camp last night. Frank is one of the great guys in the boot camp. Had a new student last night join the boot camp as well. We had a fantastic boot camp, total blast, but we went for 3 hours and I am tapped. I am fried. But we do Sunday morning breakfast with my kids, where we go out and we do something special, and spent some time hanging out this morning, but I'm glad you think I look refreshed because I don't feel it. But let's jump in. Let's show you guys what this thing looks like. Let's see here. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Hold on. Here's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Yes, that's what I want to do. Perfect. Okay, cool. Now I think I got this. I got this the way I want this. Yep. We good? Yes. Good. Yep. Good. Perfect. All right. Now you guys can see this thing on your screen. And we are going to just do basically essentially, oh, you know what? I knew it. I knew that would happen. Give me just 1 second here. I'm going to pause the share. Let's see here. I knew that would happen too. Stop share. Boop. Now we're going to be able to do this the right way. Here we go. Now we can do it the right way. There we go. Happened last time I did that too. Apparently I couldn't learn that lesson. So this is the jail. This is it in all its glory. There we go. So you look at this project and it is a downtown project, obviously, but it's the entire building. The building's about 8,000, maybe 9,000 square feet. This was actually a retail space that was converted into a police station. So what's really interesting is that in the this was built in the 40s, which makes it downright brandy new for the type of asset that it is. And these used to be retail spaces. So what's really interesting is when they put these things in the 60s, this is all cinder block with these special hard edge, sharp edged pieces because they took out all the windows, because obviously having big, huge windows in a police station isn't the best of ideas, especially when the main drag is right here. Because, you know, I don't know, maybe you're looking for a Terminator 1 type of scenario. But these big things right here, what's really interesting is that this is all, you know, concrete brick, but they insulated it with something called vermiculite. And vermiculite is a form of asbestos. And so just to remove these sections, these 3 sections, is going to cost right around $20,000. Now, going to the project, I knew that it existed. They had already done $150,000 of remediation in this project. And so they'd already gotten a huge start. They've done all the stuff on the inside, so I don't have to worry about lead or asbestos or any of that stuff. This is kind of the last piece. But what's really neat is, again, it's pretty easy to picture in your mind exactly what this thing is going to look like. Why? Because there's going to be big, huge display windows right here. Now, this is going to be residential right on top of here. And then we're going to try and get something approved, again, in partnership with the city. No financial partnership, just partnership of they're the city and want great things in the city. I want, as an investor in the city, I want great things to happen. And so what can be our best use of space? So what you'll see here is the front of the building. And again, I expect this to be retail. I expect this to be retail. What we're going to do with this space over here is we very often hear people talk about, or cities talk about, or politicians talk about, we really need to do something about the housing crisis. And we need to help our veterans, and we need to help, you know, those that are physically challenged and need, you know, a more unique unit applicable to what, you know, what they deal with, which is mobility in many cases. And so the interesting thing is I essentially brought it up to the city and said, I think we could do something really special here. And they said, what's that? And I said, I think we should do ADA housing. The reason why is if you look at all these things, all this building has going for it, you have a handicap space here, a handicap space here. You've got a great down ramp here. These don't freeze in the wintertime because those are metal. And so those are purposefully put in so you don't have to clear ice from them. So this is a phenomenal building to be able to give to people their lives back that need or want mobility. But quite frankly, it's so hard to find something that will put you right on a sidewalk, that will put you right next to handicap parking, that will put you right next to, literally down the street, just 1 block over, is where the public transportation picks people up and drops them off. This could not be more perfect of a use if you tried. It's an absolutely flawless use. So that's the expectation that we would have. There's the old fire escape right here. But we would be removing all these pieces, replacing that to glass. And then this is actually the parking lot out back. So this parking lot out back is phenomenal as far as the amount of space that one would need. Give me just 1 second here. Okay. But this space is fantastic. So this will give us all the parking that we need for all of the residents here. And what we'll do is we'll actually convert what used to be detectives' offices and also the general workforce's office upstairs. We'll actually convert all of that to 2-bedroom units. Give me just 1 second. So in looking at this project, it's just teeming with possibilities. It's right in a downtown area. You've got plenty of parking here, but you've got tons of off-street parking here as well. So this was actually one of the delays in the project. This land was actually originally going to be held back by the city. And when we talked about it, I said, if we get this land, it will give us a phenomenal opportunity to put picnic tables out here. So with what we're going to do in this building, we are actually going to, one of the things that we're going to do is we looked at what the community really needs. Being an investor in this community, I know what the community needs. You know, we need a great coffee shop. We need a great eatery. We need an indoor playland area. You guys saw in my trip to Vegas, we went to 14 different playlands or indoor playgrounds. We went to 14 of them. But this is right in the heart of our downtown area. And so it's a phenomenal spot. Literally, in fact, I think this next picture, nope, the next one. So this is Town Hall right here. This is the Town Hall. This is the post office, bank, library. It's a phenomenal location. And this right here is the river that splits New Hampshire and Maine. So we can really pull off of multiple communities. This can be a resource for multiple of them to actually have a place to bring their kids in the wintertime when it's Siberia, like Dion says, and it's 0 degrees outside and they don't have anything that they can go do and they're stuck and cooped up in apartments. We're going to put an amazing playland area. See this arrow right here? We're going to put this playland area, and that space alone is about 3,000 square feet. Tall ceilings. And so we're going to be able to put all sorts of indoor gym equipment in there for kids, where they can, you know, run up and down the cargo nets and on climbing walls and all that fun stuff. But it really is a beautiful area. I couldn't be more excited to be doing this project, and really thrilled that we got this opportunity. So special thanks to the city of Somersworth, and special thanks to my brokering team, Jay Archer, and also the listing broker, Heather Kretschmeyer. She was fantastic to work with. So let's jump into the actual project itself. On the inside, this is all the original building. What's really interesting, and you'll see these here if you're into construction at all, these are actually I-beams. So this gives us a whole lot more flexibility on what we can do above this structure, because it's so unbelievably supported. What's really amazing about this is the height of these ceilings. And so this will be a fantastic place for our two veterans, hopefully, if we get approved for these ADA units. And ADA is essentially the American Disabilities Act, which gives us guidance on how to set these places up. But do you see the really wide berth in the doors? Again, this lends itself perfectly to being able to give two people their lives back that just need the right place to give them the mobility that they need. This is, am I able to just, nope, can't do that. Here we go. We'll do it this way. So yes, I know my floor is missing, and no, they didn't take a discount because my floor was missing. But this is actually the access to the upstairs that we'll actually take out. And so this big, huge unit right here, this will be all side to side, front to back. This will be what we'll be referring to as playland. This particular space is where we would put the eatery. It will be absolutely fantastic. And an awesome, awesome space. So I couldn't more look forward to it. But yeah, it'll be absolutely amazing. And then right back here, if you guys can see it all, that's actually, I have to mute some people. So this is the space, but if you look back here, that is what you think it is. Those are the jail cells. They are real. They are staying in the property, and we've got some ideas on how we're going to use them. My plan is to actually create little eat-in spaces right here. So we'll finish off the floors and make all that stuff nice and everything. We'll turn this into storage for the eatery or whatever goes in there. but potentially even extend this wall out so they have more space. But we will put some sort of table in here that you can get a chair at the end and chairs right here, and kids get the experience, the opportunity to eat in a jail cell. And so we'll see how that idea flies, and we'll see if it's something that sticks. But this is the front of the building. Again, all of these I-beams, absolutely phenomenal craftsmanship. And then now we are actually in the upstairs area. So this is the upstairs. These are all these areas. They always circle them when they do demo like this. They always circle them to make sure people recognize that there's a hole there. And then this is where all of the plumbing comes up from the first floor to the second floor. So we'll be able to put those spaces in, get all of, we're actually having the architect doing all the design work now. And as the architect does the design work, we're obviously trying to leverage the spaces that we already have. But this is how I bought it. All of this stuff was, taped off and such, but big, beautiful windows. This is, again, that stairwell from the first floor to the second floor. We'll actually be knocking that out. So then we have full continuation. And then just looking at other things that we can do in this space. The other things that we can do in this space is on the flat roof of what is going to be above the proposed ADA units. This is the prettiest part of my lot. It's right here because the city was doing a great job of taking care of it in that time. But what we'll be able to do, I think, actually, let me just scroll through real quick here so you guys can see it. Right here is that second floor of apartments that we're putting in. And then right here, this is a flat roof. The idea will be to actually have decking come out to here for a couple of units. So a couple of units will have nice outdoor space. Yes, this tree is going to get cut down. But we're going to actually put decking out here. So you have nice outdoor space where people can just kind of chill. And there's a set of train tracks here. And then right next to that is the river. And so they'll be able to see the river from here. And really get a great, pretty awesome downtown experience. So that is our vision. That is what I am proposing we do with this awesome, scary, totally cool project. And would love to get your guys' feedback, your thoughts, but these are something that people, if you can look at what you can do and leverage an asset like this, obviously the cost price per square foot was minimal. However, we'll be spending well over $1 million, hopefully not too well over $1 million, but we'll hopefully be able to be on budget around $1 million to be able to redo that space. And it will be 4 residential, 2 bedrooms on the second floor. It'll hopefully be 2 ADA units on the first floor. And then it will actually have the other 2 commercial spaces, one being an eatery and another one being just like a kind of a kid zone thing. Like Playland is kind of the idea. But what we love about that is it gives the city a bunch of things it needs. And we get to be a part of that. The city could never develop all those things, but I, as a developer, I, as a real estate investor, can. Having the experience that I have, having done the things I have now, have I done any of these things before? Yeah, obviously the residential stuff. Yeah. Roof decking. Yeah. ADA units. I've not done them specifically for that, but I've built to that spec, which is, wider doors and different sort of sinks and different sort of showers. I've built to that spec before. And then the other spaces, the commercial spaces, I've done some work on the commercial side, not a ton, because usually the spaces that I've bought done. But that's essentially what the project looks like. And we kind of couldn't be more thrilled. That said, I'll jump in and I'll start taking your guys' questions now. Dion, what's up, buddy? Dion from, I think he's in Greece right now, if I'm not mistaken. Good to see you, pal. Richard Gamino, good morning. Good morning, sir. Looking forward to getting into this jail. Yeah, I know. It's, I couldn't be more thrilled to be doing a project like this. It's going to be a lot of fun. Mandy W. Okay. That just sounds awesome. I don't disagree. I couldn't not buy it. I had to buy it. It scared the crap out of me, which is kind of like, I like that. Cause I'm a weirdo. But it gives me the chance to do something I haven't done before. And it gives me the chance to give back. That playland zone is going to be awesome. My kids will be there. The ADA housing, there's just, hopefully we get approved for it. There just could not be any more shortage of housing first floor that actually has mobility and access built into it. Like it just, it's awesome. And then sadly, there's not really been an eatery in this town forever. You know, just a great place to go grab an amazing sandwich, and go grab, you know, aside from a sub, but just go grab an amazing sandwich you know, I don't want to give it away because we're talking to a couple of other vendors. But yeah, it's just an amazing opportunity. Dividend Dave, hello. And you were here on time. I don't even have to start over. Thank you, Dave. Josh Burdick, good morning, housing hooligans. I like that, Josh. Good to have you. Frank, good morning. Frank, bright and early from our boot camp last night. Landlord Odyssey, same thing. Ready on, good to see you. Chris Culp, good morning, sir. All nighter, hey, good morning, sir. Good to have you here. Corby, good morning. Stoners, good morning. Listening while I'm getting this duplex ready to rent. So many little things. Ain't that the truth? You think you're like within a few days of being done, and then you realize after you've done it once, you realize I've got 2 weeks worth of work I got to do. So that's very true. Jesse Mal, good morning. Leela, good morning. Brett, good morning. Salitha, good morning. Jordan Ham, or Harmon, excuse me, good morning. We have a Jordan Ham as well. And a Mark Ham. REI Stoners, hey Frank, do you have a YouTube channel, Facebook or IG? I think one of my videos for the bug repellent spray foam. Very cool. Laura, good morning, everyone. 31 watching and only 5 likes. I know, 55 watching now and 23 likes. Still a little bit out of whack. Chris Wissing, good morning. Frank Contreras, Matt, you look so refreshed this morning. Yes, I covered that comment earlier. I'm glad I look it. I don't feel it. Chris Culp, jailbreak, true story. I'm excited to do this project. I could not be more pumped to be able to do a project that's more than just a real estate project. It's going to make a difference in the community. Often we try to do that just by providing great housing. But it often kind of stops at that. And so the ability to do something like this that can far extend and go far past just housing, where it can be things that the local community needs, is just, I could not be more thrilled. Chris Wissing made it late as always. That's okay. This should be interesting to see it come to life. There is a coffee shop in Amsterdam that is in the old jail, only jail I've been in. Nice. Well, that's good. Yeah, very cool. Paul and Maggie, good morning. Happy to have you here. CJ, good morning, sir. Frank Contreras, can you do a rooftop, something on the rooftop, something on the top? Yep. So on the top roof that's over what will be the 2-bedroom units, we're not going to do any decking or anything up there on that. What we will do is that's probably going to be where our HVAC stuff is. So we're probably going to put that stuff there on the top and then bring that down into the units from the top, as opposed to having to come up through the basement and up through the other units. So likely that's usually why you have a flat roof on a project like that. Morning LL from Sam Farho. Good morning, sir. BuzzTune. Good morning. Rob, make a daycare. Nope. No way. Nope. And the reason why is because we want it to be more than that. We want it to be the challenge with the daycare is we want to own the playland and run it. I'm not going to run it. We're going to put an operator in place. We don't want to do a daycare only because there's other daycares in the area. And we want to offer something that they can then take advantage of, use, and leverage. We think a bigger and better need. And too often daycares, we all complain about daycare pricing. But when you see the rules that the state usually has, which is if a child's, 6 months or younger, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. Well, that means that company is having to pay that person and all the things that go along with that to watch your kid. And then of course it's going to be expensive. Right. And so we just want another awesome place where people can take their kids in the wintertime. We have a lot of single moms that we have that are tenants. So being able to give them a discount coupon, to bring their kids, to have them be able to bring them to another place, it will be awesome. So really excited about that. Terry Balu, good day, Lumberjack. Good day to you. Ashley A, this is so cool, Matt. Love the creativity. Thank you, Ashley A. I appreciate that. Mandy W, awesome ideas. This is going to be great. I think it'll be great. Certainly is the hope. I don't want to spend $1 million on something that sucks. That's for sure. We have indoor for kids here called Sky Zone. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff like that. So we went to purposefully when we did our first family trip after my daughter had finished her treatment, and we had scheduled everything. We went in January of this year. The idea was to specifically go there and look at everything, look at the big ones, the small ones. We looked at small little ones that were 1,500 square feet, like playland areas, all the way up to ones that were 50,000, 60,000 square feet. What was really interesting is the kids in the before 5 years old, which is when most kids are home a lot of the time, obviously, because otherwise they're in school. It really was kind of like 3,000 square feet or smaller was really kind of the winning calc from what I could tell. And then the types of toys that they could provide, because it wasn't big, huge stuff. It was even just stuff where, they can't have those big, cool kitchen elaborate setups in their houses, because a lot of times they're in apartments. So they can't put that big stuff in there. They don't a lot of times have big yards to put that stuff in, or where they can then store it in the wintertime. So this gives us the ability to kind of have all those types of yard toys and things like that you can have inside, that the kids can use 5-6 months out of the year. The cool thing too is that, being able to section off some rooms and give them a party zone, a private room where they can go in, they can have cake, they can have, do whatever they want to do there. But in talking with a number of the operators, they said one of the fantastic things that they're able to do is rent out the entire place. I looked at, friends had gone to like Great Wolf Lodge or something like that. And I looked at it, and to do a party at one of those places is like $5,000 or $6,000. Are you joking me right now? 5 or 6 grand? That's 3 times the price of my car. No, we're not doing that. So being able to deliver something like this to the market where we can do it for an attainable price, and where it's something, if they wanted to rent out the entire place, literally the entire place, and we'll have like an online calendar and all that stuff, but they could get the entire place for like $700, $800 for, a couple hours. This can be a game changer. It's going to be a game changer and really become something very valuable for the local community. And so I just couldn't be more thrilled about that. Dishes every day. Thanks, Dishes. Everybody hit the like button. Thank you, Dishes. I appreciate that. BF Lumber, best of luck with this new venture. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's one of those things where I know we'll make mistakes along the way, because I don't think we've ever had a mistake-free project. But the payoff is big. Payoff is big, meaning doing something that we can do like this for the community, in the community, just couldn't be more thrilled. Ned Talks looks like a fun project. It is. And the funny thing is, it's like not anything, almost any problem that's going to arise, money can fix. What's your time? Good morning, everyone, says Ned Talks. Layla Kiros, what's your timeline on the project? So we were delayed about 60 days in being able to start, or being able to close, for a number of different political reasons, or just not political, but city statutes. And so we had to get through those things in order for us to be able to close, and we were able to close. So now we've closed. I've already had everybody kind of waiting and chomping at the bit. And so everybody will be going into this unit this week. So I will GC this project like I do all my projects. But we have, I think 13 subs going this week. And that is, architect, fire suppression specialist, or engineer, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, framing, sheetrocking. You've seen that we need everything. So almost everybody, we've got a number of people going in there, and some multiple of those things going in there to basically just start putting together numbers and quotes and let us know what that looks like. Before we do anything, we'll have the drawings done. And so my expectation is drawings and kind of all that stuff. I expect we'll be actually starting this project probably in November. But there's core things that we need to be able to do right now, like put a floor down, get lighting set up, get temporary electric service set up. We can do all of that stuff while the drawings are being done, and really start to get our numbers in square footages and number of door openings and windows and things like that. We can actually start down that process now. BF, I came in late. What was the purchase price of the jail building? I paid a little over $200,000 for it. So it was a good deal. It was a good deal based on what we're able to do with it. Because again, it was an asset that the city doesn't want anymore because they're having to take care of it. They're not getting any tax revenue of it, and they're not going to do any project there. To give you an idea, that thing had been vacant for years. And even once they started the project there on remediation and cleanup and doing all the things that they had to do there, even with all of that, that took them years. They applied for grants to get a lot of that work done. So yeah, that took them years to get that stuff done. And so I want to say 3, maybe 4 years, but it finally got done. And it's a blank canvas. So we'll see how much I can do finger painting wise. Ninja Vanish 24/7. Good morning. Michael Diaz. Good morning. BF, Starbucks is the perfect fit for that location. No, thank you. Nope. I don't want to go that direction. I want to go, it's unaffordable. It's unaffordable. I want a smaller eatery that is local. Don't want to go Starbucks. And there's a Starbucks that's 3 miles away, maybe. Yeah, there's a Starbucks 3 miles away. Not really the direction I want to go. I want to do something more that more fits the local community. Keith Hager, arcade and jail cells, climbing wall, ping pong tables, pizza by the slice, picnic tables for drinks and pizza. So arcade in the jail cells, probably not. We'll leave those as a sitting area. We will have some arcades there. Yes. Climbing wall. Yes. Ping pong tables. No. Pizza by the slice. We don't want to get a food license for the playland, and we also don't want to dip into anything for the eatery. So if the eatery wants to do pizza by a slice, cool, by all means. But what we don't want to do is we don't want them doing, I'm not looking at building out like a full commercial kitchen or not interested in that. Really much more like food assembly than making food, if that makes sense. So, but again, we'll see. I have in my mind what I think fits here, but I really want it to be local. I really want it to be local. I don't want it to be chain. It's not saying that we 100% won't go chain, but we're 99.9% we won't go chain. We really just want it to be local for the community. Something where, moms and grandparents and sitters and dads and things like that are bringing their kids to the, to Playland, to get out a bunch of energy, have a bunch of fun, run around for a while. It's going to be 3,000 square feet of awesomeness. And then be able to grab some food right next door and go sit in the jail and eat for a little bit. And what we'll also outfit in the jail is we'll have monitors. So if one of the older kids, mom and dad, they send their kid off to go run and play around in Playland, they can still see the entire floor in there. So that's kind of one of the ideas that I have. Keith Hager birthday party room. Oh, absolutely. Julie Anderson. It's beautiful. Thank you, Julie. I agree. Courtney McNeil. Sorry if you already covered this, but what do you think the ARV will be? Great question, Courtney. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how they value commercial space in this area. So I don't know. If I had to guess, 1.6 to 1.8 million, I would guess. Maybe somewhere around there. That'd just be a guess though. Just a guess. Generally speaking, because the commercial spaces are more the wild card. The resi stuff, I know what that's going to rent for. Because I literally have 17 units in less than a half a mile of this building. 17 units in less than a half a mile. So yeah, so the residential side, I know cold, but the commercial will be kind of the thing. And again, in helping ourselves out, the idea is to help ourselves out with having the other things there that are sustainable, that allow us to make investment in playland, to really ramp it up, get it up and going, staff it properly with the right people, not just the people that are there to check their box and I went to work today, but people that can actually, engage and get kids excited about, having a place to come run around and have some fun. All nighter. The jail thing fits the bachelor party location for sure. Yes. Yes, it does. Yep. Yeah. I mean, maybe it would be like, it'd be the smallest gentleman's club. I'm not ready to introduce that to the city. Not really public service, in my eyes. But yeah, it's just a really cool spot that I think people can have a blast, or divorce parties too. Yep. Yep. I bet there's more of them than bachelor parties, sadly. Yeah, probably. Terry Biller, what up, Hyder? Nice acquisition, LJL, Lumberjack Landlord. Can't wait to see the finished project. Me too. I wish I could snap my fingers like this. I'm just kidding. I actually don't. I love the process. That's one of the things that helps get you elite, is when you love the process. You love seeing the things that you do well. Then when you make a mistake, you correct it and you pivot. Working on all these types of projects, it's guaranteed there's something here that we're going to pivot around. Don't know what it is yet, but I'm sure there will be something. Jesse Mao, heart. Thank you. Frank Contreras, did you already mention the city gave you the park? I didn't. Well, we talked about it a little bit. So one of the things that we went through the process of was doing this with the city, and talking to them about the park. The park, they have to maintain it. They have to pay to maintain it. They have to pay to manage it. We said we'd love to get that piece of land with it. There's that little green space next to it. There's some benches there, but we want to put really nice, we want to put some really nice picnic tables there. That way the food place has people that can go out, they can get food, go outside, hang out, eat a coffee. So we want to have like a little space like that. We'll do like a little patio area as well, where we'll put in a nice patio spot where people can kind of, sit in some chairs and hang out. So that's the plan. That's kind of where we want to take this to. Josh Burdick, we had a kids science center called Mobius. Yep. They had a flowing water table sit on kid operated backhoe, a small stage with costumes, mock grocery store for kids to play, shop. Yep. Kids loved it. That's exactly it. So running water, don't love that. Saw that in a couple of places we went to out in Vegas, but boy, was it expensive. It was just crazy, crazy expensive. And so, probably not anything running water other than in the bathrooms. But the other stuff, yeah, absolutely. All of that stuff will be here. Comps would be Ned Talks. Comps would be a bit weird to run on this sort of deal for sure. Yeah, so this one will be tough to run comps on, with the exception of it's just a mixed use building. So it's really going to come down to, really, because it's that kind of commercial asset, it's really going to come down to cash flow. That's what it's really going to come down to. And from our perspective, being an owner operator, it gives us the ability to meet the requirements that we have with the bank, but really give the playland business a chance to ramp up, right? So often I talk to, some of these other business owners, and they're saying, yeah, I pay $6,000 a month for my space, or $8,000 a month for my space. That's really expensive space. So while we have to take that, generally speaking, into account, we can do all the things that we want to create a brand and create loyalty around the space, giving people the opportunity to come use it, utilize it, have fun with it, enjoy it. And so couldn't be more excited than to be able to do that. Finding the escape tunnels yet? I haven't. That's a good question. It is a jail. Do we find anything weird? I don't think we even found anything weird. The remediation company took care of a lot of the weird stuff. So what you saw is really it. It's a bunch of bricks. It's a bunch of I-beams, roof system. It's not any more exciting than that. It's pretty boring, pretty vanilla, as far as space goes. And so, this week We'll hang all of our lights. We'll hopefully get a start on putting flooring in, the sheeting. Hopefully get a start on that. And we should, yeah, then we'll be off and running. I meet with the building inspector there just to kind of go over general plans, basically just to say, hey, we're gonna do this stuff. We're gonna put this stuff down, and this is the plan. So yeah, I'm excited to do that with him and give him an idea of what we're looking at from our project perspective. So, yeah, as I always say, you want to, it's good to scare yourself. And that doesn't mean you need to buy a jail or an old police station. That means that you could just be starting off your journey. And so, yeah, it's scary. It's nerve wracking. What am I going to run into? Is it going to be too expensive? Is it going to be something that, I'm going to be paying off for years? The answer could be yes to all those questions. The idea is that, is it something where it gets you on the path to financial freedom? And then as you continue to develop your projects and as you continue to do that work, it's always nice to be able to, do your best to keep the asset or keep the units affordable. It doesn't mean that you need to be way underpriced. It's just if you can help that process out, and do an asset like this, where based on what I'm buying it for and based on what I'm putting into it, I can afford to do 88 units because they're more money, they're more construction, but I can get less for the rents because upstairs we'll do kind of 2-bedroom luxury apartments is our idea up there. And basically getting a good premium for those 2 bedrooms. But downstairs being able to do it where it can help sustain, an eatery that says, hey, our first issue is as we drum up and as we grow as a business, those first 6 months to a year can be tough. And we just want to put them in a position where they can hopefully succeed. And by being able to have reasonably priced rent, we can partner with them from that perspective because we become invested in their success. RES owners, this is totally scary, but I'm trying to take a look a few years into the future. It's exactly right. Exactly right. You are going to be alive in 5 years, so you probably need to invest like it, as Dion likes to say. Ned talks. So how did you structure your offer? Did you make a bunch of weird contingencies for zoning allowances and stuff like that? Just curious if you had put any creativity into de-risking the offer. That's a great question. No. Nope, we didn't. No, we had conversations with the city and just said, we believe based on where this is located that without variance, just something called a CUP, which is a change of use permit, CUP. We looked at the rules of the CUP. We talked to the city about the CUP and we said, it appears as though we can do 4 residential units upstairs. Is that or is that not the case? They said, based on you getting approved for a CUP, yes. We couldn't hold that CUP approval up because frankly, I just wanted the town to know that we were really serious. We're going to do something here and we want to make it an impact to the city. To the city's credit, to the councilors, the city councilmen's questions were fantastic. I presented to them when I made my offer. I stood in front of the council members and made my offer. Basically telling them what we were going to do. I gave them a mind's eye of a rendering and what I expected the asset to look like. Because I think that was also really important. In fact, let me see if I can find, I might even be able to find that. Give me just a quick second here. I think I might be able to find that. Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Oh, it's here, I think. Is this one it? Nope, that's not it. Seymour. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, so the idea, yep, so I don't have that there. But yeah, the idea will be, again, it was just working with the city to say, hey, we're very serious about this. This is what we want to do and how we want to do it. Oh, you know what though? I can actually look it up here. Give me just 1 second. So yeah, this will be a, let's see where to go. Here. Is that it? Yup. That's it. Man, that's awesome. Boy, did I design a beautiful building. So one of the things that we actually did, man, that's cool. One of the things that we actually did for the city was we actually paid for a rendering. Millennial Mike. We actually did a rendering for the city. And I think that that's really important, right? Why would we ask them to figure out in their head what's in our head that we might be building for them, or that we might be building for the area? So let's see here. Can I? Yes, I can. Okay, cool. Let's do this, and then let's do this, no, this, yes, this, and then this, and then boom. That's what it looks like. That's our rendering. That's what we have it looking like. And can anybody pick out a couple of design things that I did here? I'm interested to see if anybody sees what those design things are. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to go back to the chat. Here we go. My Serenity, you're late. It's okay. We're happy to have you. So do you guys see any of the design elements that I actually have in this picture? And some of the I did one thing specifically from a design perspective to make it look this way. And I'm interested if anybody picks up on it. We'll see if anybody does. But again, hey, Robert, good morning. Good to have you. Josh Burdick, I bet the kids zone will partner well with the food and drinks next door. Parents need to be caffeinated. Exactly. Well, they need to be caffeinated, but they also need to, mommy, I'm hungry. Like it happens 3 minutes after they leave the house. I know, I've got 3 kids and soon to be 4. So yeah, My Serenity, the windows. Good job, My Serenity. She's he, sorry, correct me. But the windows, they look like jail bars. They look like jail bars. I was like, that's the best. I was like, I sent that to the designer. He's like, are you sure you want that look? And I go, yes, I am. I don't want them all the way up and down, top to bottom, but I do want them I do want that in the top sash because I think that that's just a bucket of awesome. You're a girl. I thought so. Thank you for correcting me. So yeah. See, this is girl design, just picks up on the design thing right away. Well done. So that's what that's what it will look like done. But again, just like anything else, guys, when we're talking to, when you're trying to get somebody to buy into a concept, you need pictures. You need to support that. You need to walk them through it. How many people on that council board have ever redesigned a house? Less than 10%, I would guess, just a guess. So if we can provide them exactly what's in our head, 2 things happen. 1, they really love it and they buy in. 2, they don't love it, but they buy into the concept, but they want you to make adjustments to it based on whatever adjustments they have, so, and when they say that, they might say, well, we love that you're going to redo the building, but, we'll see what you put in there type of thing. This gives us an awesome opportunity. Just gives us an awesome opportunity to show them what's in our head. And you know what? The council members unanimously approved it. They unanimously approved the sale. They unanimously approved the park. They unanimously approved essentially what our plan is. And now it's just a matter of kind of working it backwards. That's the next thing for us, is how do we essentially find a way to work this thing backwards from the perspective of getting those, we really want to get those ADA units approved. And I think the city knows the city obviously knows that it's a great idea. And And so we're just hoping that we get the support for the council and from zoning to do that. But the idea too is that a CUP, a change of use permit, doesn't have to go through planning, and a variance does. And a variance, you have to prove hardship in order to get it approved, and a CUP you don't. That's where it's really important when you know these rules, i.e. that we cover in the Lumberjack Landlord course. We cover this stuff. So we're like, hey, you should look for this. You should take care of this and think about this. And what about that? And then this. It really does prepare you to ask all the right questions to make sure that you don't have an idea of something that then can't come together. So that's important. Is it residential on the second floor? Yes, it would be. Yep, it is absolutely residential on the second floor. We're going for 4 2-bedroom units. The upstairs is 3,000 square feet. And so we're basically looking at, 700 square foot bedrooms. Yes, I know that 3,000 square feet is 750, but you have to make room for the hallways. And so the hallway goes right down the middle of the building. And so then there would be 2 units on each side of that, essentially. So yeah, residential on the second floor, Serenity. BuzzTune. Man, real estate can be so creative. It can be, sure, it can be. I've done a lot with a little in many places. And so, yeah, if you can be creative, if you can consult people, some people are like, oh, you should put a community center there. I can't. Heart, yes. Brain and wallet, no. With the ADAs, heart, yes. Brain and wallet, yes, can make that work. So long as the 4 residential units upstairs are 2 bedrooms and we can make them high end, we can make 2 ADAs work on the lower right on what's called 5th and Main. And then driving what's, and again, being the operators of Playland put us in a much stronger position than having to depend on somebody going in there potentially paying rent. If that business basically breaks even or makes some money, we can wait until it's making money before we have it start actually paying, market rent. So it just gives us a lot of flexibility. Sky Zone makes people sign a waiver for accidents as they pay to enter. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had to sign one every single place we went to. You can't get in. The adults have to sign and on behalf of the kids, you have to list the kids and the name, the whole date of birth, whole 9 yards. So yeah, fully expected that's going to be the case. And we'll absolutely have, insurance for sure. Robert Finelli, need help with my deal. Okay. How to proceed, long multi-comment details coming. Okay. Robert Finley, went on market in March for 420K, 2 price drops, went under contract for 380. Okay. Just appraised for 302. Okay. I don't know if the seller will come down, but there are some things in my favor. Yeah. Then if it only appraised for 302, that's all the bank is going to write on. And you can either walk away, you can pay for another appraisal, you can pick up the gap yourself. Those are all options. Key, another real estate Lumberjack Landlord alumnus. Please bring me to your jail. Key, I wish you were more local. We use your amazing coffee in this jail. We need your coffee. We need your breakfast treats. My Serenity, will there be sexy guards? Probably not. There will not be sexy guards. That's not going to be this type of an establishment. I want to keep the town recognizing that we're here to help. And I don't need 23% of the city upset at me because we brought sexy in. And now everybody goes there. We'll leave it to the eatery to hire talent. That's not really my bag. It's not my bag. I don't care if you're ugly or sexy, purple or white or pink. I don't care about any of that stuff. I only care that you care about our customers, and that you care about doing a good job. The rest of it, I couldn't care less about. I'm so focused on Some would say myopic, but those are the only two things I care about. My Serenity, sexy sells. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, all of a sudden, all the dads are volunteering to bring all the kids to Playland. Yeah. So it's definitely not our plan at this point. Robert Fernandes, seller has 43 buildings, behind on taxes on 18 of them. Ooh. 4 liens, one still not paid off, and apparently the seller knew it wouldn't appraise. That's interesting. I mean, that's a big gap. 380 down to 302. I wonder what the big gap is. But what should I be pushing in this deal? It seems like the seller is getting more desperate as time passes and back taxes pile up. 302. That's what it appraised for. That's what I can do a deal for. When did they buy it? They might only owe 100 grand on it. If they owe 200 on it, doesn't matter. If they owe 250 on it, doesn't matter. If they owe anything less than 300,000 or anything less than 290, where they don't have to write a check to come to the table, they should take your deal. I bought a deal from somebody that they wanted 150. They owed 30,000 bucks in taxes, or they wanted 200. They owed 30,000 in taxes. I paid 110. I agreed to pay 110 and pay their 30,000 bucks in taxes off. That's what I did. 140. I was all in on a $200,000 property. That's what we did. My Serenity. Yes, exactly. All-nighter. Sexy sells. Yes. Well done, Hyder. Well done. Or Finale. On that note, when do towns, cities issue? You're quite a ways off. You're quite a ways off in almost every case. Cities, it takes years. In almost every case that I've ever seen, it takes years. It takes years. Yep. It takes years. JNYC, like Hooters, but called Shooters, with female prison guard wait staff. Very creative, guys. I'm not going to put that in the downtown area. I'm not going to do that. We really do. As you look at the city, we really need, there's a couple of cool playgrounds for the kids, but those are only good like 4 months out of the year. 2 months out of the year, it's kind of chilly. 3 months out of the year, it's pretty, or 2 to 3 months out of the year, it's pretty chilly. And then you've got 5 months a year where it's just downright stinking cold and snow. And this is going to be the perfect spot for those kids to go play. We're going to have it all: cargo nets and climbing walls and slides and all that awesomely fun stuff, which I'm really excited for. They bought it in 2012 for 175. So they have enough to cover 70K in back taxes on the note. Yeah. Then to me, that's a no brainer. That's the number. If that's what it appraised for, that's what it appraised for. Their other option is they can wait. They can wait. I would say it's 302, and that's with them paying off their own back taxes. And then you just write the deal appropriately. That's what I would do. Millennial Mike, sexy in New Hampshire. That's a little tough to find. Shut up, Mike. You look at it every Sunday when you watch this live stream. So I don't know what you're talking about. Jerk face. Millennial Mike. Yeah. So, and my wife's from New Hampshire too, Michael. Seems like we all want debauchery while Matt wants a wholesome playground. Yes. Well done, Hyder. I do want a wholesome playground. Listen, if you need titillation, hire your own nanny. There's going to be nothing to see at Playland. Frank Contreras, in your plan, each space in the building will be able to have dedicated utilities. Yes, 1000%. Yep. Terry Bellew, indoor Monopoly game, and you have a get out of jail. So one of the things that we will likely do, I forget, somebody posted this. I want to say, sorry, I answered 1,000. Oh my goodness. Neely Sullivan, where have you been? Would you text me back? Damn it. Neely. It's in Somersworth. Neely's a good friend of mine that moved away. And ever since she moved away, she's too busy. She's too busy for the Lumberjack. I see how it is. My phone better be lighting up with a text message from you. Indoor Monopoly game. with the get out of jail free. So the coolest idea that I've heard so far, and forgive me, I don't remember who mentioned it. I want to give you credit. Look at it. It was somewhere in one of the comments on one of the posts I did. Using it for fantasy league punishments. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so good. It's so good. I played so many fantasy league football, hockey, and baseball. And I did a little basketball, but mostly the other three. And man, we would torture the loser that year. I mean, all the time we would just torture the loser. And this would be a perfect thing. Like, hey, you got to go spend the night in jail if you lose the league, and you get bread and water for 24 hours. Like, how cool would that be? So yeah, so the jail space will be probably something different. The idea is to have it as part of a space where parents can sit down with their kids. It's got a decent sized space. But that's probably like, it's the perfect spot to, it's a perfect spot for a lot of stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to do it. Neely, I miss you, Neely. BuzzTune, so cool. Adding to the community. Yes. At the same time, we'll raise the value of your nearby units. I don't think it will have anything to do with raising the value of the nearby units, but what I think it can do is I think it can make those units more sticky. What I mean by that is I think it can actually, we want to be a part of the community. We want to invest in our tenants, certainly our single moms and single dads, where it's like, they're the one, right? And it's always on their shoulders. And so if they can, get a sitter and send the kids there because it's not $100, then, and it gives them time to go do whatever they need to go do, or even just get away on a Saturday. Or a lot of times, younger kids during the day, with a sitter or a grandma or a sister, whatever, watching the kids. I think it's just going to be, I think it's going to be an awesome, awesome, awesome thing. Robert Farinelli, I think I'm going to push the tax issue. Yep. FHA appraisal sticking for 6 months, and other people who don't waive appraisal and cash buyers hitting the same appraisal issue. Yep. I agree. All-nighter hider. I'll save my debauchery for Vegas. Yeah, that's where it belongs. And besides, no one else does debauchery better than Vegas. Robert Farinelli, except for maybe Ibiza, Spain. If the seller doesn't want to play ball, there is another house on the market that the seller is open to seller financing to make a much better deal. Then I always go with what the best deal is. Maybe it's that one, maybe it's not. But if that's not the best deal that they can offer, then get the one that's the best deal. Robert Farinelli. Anyways, note to rewatch this to see this master plan. I'm nice enough to not ask you to restart. Thank you. Yeah, we leave that to Dividend Dave. Courtney McNeil, congrats on baby number 4. Bless you and your wife. Thank you. I'm losing my mind with 2 kids. I can't even imagine having 4. 2 to 3 is the game changer, because then you go to a zone. And now when it's 4-on-2, it's big time zone. Yeah, it's big time zone defense. It's controlled chaos most of the time, just regular chaos other times. But it's a lot of fun. With the 2 of us, we do our Sunday morning breakfast. We take the kids out. They're well behaved. They know the consequence, and now I'll put them in jail. So they know the consequence to not being well behaved. But that's the project that I wanted to share with you guys. I'm excited for it. I think it'll be an awesome project, one that gives us the ability to give back to our community, one that gives us the ability to, participate in creating units that are in, badly needed. So I'm excited for that. We're getting close to the 1 o'clock hour. So any other questions for you guys, I'd be happy to answer them. Because I answered all the questions. And a big day today for my agent too. One of my agents has a birthday. Happy birthday, Jay. And then one of my agents is busy showing a bunch of properties today. Get to work, get something rented. My Serenity, can you put your wife in jail? Yes, I can. Well, so I think that's the thing too. I was also thinking about that, where it's the only problem is it has to be consensual, you know, if you're like send your husband to jail night. But then maybe what we do is we put a website up that says it's punishment, but then when people get there, they realize it's the party. So people are like doing bad things on purpose to get sent to jail. Terry, I have 12 children with one in the oven, all by my one wife. God is good, bro. Dear God, Terry, that is awesome. Well, man, that's unreal. Props, man. That is killer. Ned talks. New Orleans is pretty good for debauchery too. That's true. What's really funny is I went to I think I've only been to New Orleans once or twice, not many times. But it's a big drinking city, and I'm not a drinker. I don't drink. I'm super boring like that. That's why I love Vegas. I love Vegas because most of the activities aren't around drinking. It's a lot of gambling, gambling and sports. So that's why I like Vegas. And big food there in New Orleans is seafood, and I hate seafood. I know I'm from New Hampshire, but I hate seafood. And so Vegas, I mean, I'm sure you can get seafood there, but it's usually everything else. Buzztune, what did your bank think? Was it a quick conversation to approval? Oh, I bought the thing for cash. I wrote a check. And then I'm going to come back to them for a construction loan. So I talked to the banker. They think it's a cool idea. So what we'll do is we'll do an as is. Yes, Hyder. Yes. The food in Vegas. Yes. Every day, all day. Yes. Yep. I know this will be offensive, so I apologize in advance. How to demonetize in 3, 2, 1. Vegas food, New York food, both amazing. The only problem with New York food is New Yorkers. Let's see. Sky Zone hires high school kids. They offer seasonal passes. Yeah. So we'll have season passes. We'll have we'll have season passes. We will have monthly passes. We will have all of that stuff. Yeah. Yep. There's a lot of stuff out there like that. And so long as you're talking to people that aren't in your local community that are your direct competition. So I've called outside my market. I mean, I spent 2 weeks in Vegas doing nothing but research. Literally every single day we went to at least 1 or 2 of those things. And on top of every single day of doing those things, I talked to every owner, every GM or owner when we were there, and just said, yeah, we're looking to do something like this out on the East Coast. And so every single one of them I talked to for the entire time. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. But that was one of the reasons too that we picked Vegas, was because, Ashley and I love going there for sure, but they had a big concentration of those things. The Discovery Museum that's there in Vegas is the most unbelievable place you could ever go to for, just the place is, I think it's 5 floors, 4 floors, 5 floors. It's massive, massive, massive place. So taking the kids there to experience all that stuff, just seeing all the exhibits, all the things that my kids were drawn to, the things they liked doing, the things they didn't like doing. The challenge is space, so at 3,000 square feet, it's what do we want to be? We will likely have the opportunity for people that want to do something educational there to do something educational, but for the most part, it's just going to be play. It's going to be play. It's going to be the good old social experiment, kids meeting kids. Millennial Mike, hope to see all of you and Matt in Vegas, February 17th, 18th. Don't punk out, be there. I assume that that's for the people, because I won't be punking out. I can't, I have to speak. Besides, somebody has to open for you. So yeah. Yep. I will open for the headliner, Millennial Mike. My Serenity, awesome idea. Thank you. Yes, my Serenity. Happy birthday, Jay. I agree. BuzzTune. But well, yeah, that's what my bank thought. Seasonal passes, yes. Food, yes. Corby Carter, how do you balance making new units efficient and purchasing new ones? I'm shortly deploying. Yep. But have a few units I'd like to inquire on for seller financing. Can't do a lot myself while gone. So true. I think the key is that that's where so Corby, I know you're in the course. That's where if you look at the property management insourcing stuff, the key is in worker selection, then also talking to the code enforcement folks saying, hey, I'm not going to be local. I'm going to be deployed. I need to make sure it's still being done and done right. So, that's what we're going for. So it can be managed remotely. The other thing too is pictures, videos. When I couldn't go to properties, I would literally I have 10,000 pictures from the year that Eliana was sick of everything that was done in my units, because I would say, yeah, when you finish, just send me a couple pictures. That way and don't leave until I've told you, thanks, you're all set. Because people, you got enough habit, they would just take pictures and they're like, yeah, it's good. And then they would leave. And then they're like, yeah, I'm already down the road. I was like, well, turn back around because it's not done. So that's happened a number of times. Josh Burdick got my VIP for Vegas, baby. Josh, I'm looking forward to meeting you because I'm pretty sure I'm in the VIP. I don't know that I am, but I'm pretty sure I am. Let's see. Julie Anderson, how's Ashley doing? Ashley's doing great. Thank you for asking. We are 5 weeks away from baby. If she goes full, and she usually goes full. So we're 5 weeks away. Corby Carter, also funds are limited, which may be the deciding factor. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to get out over your skis. Make sure that you've acquired, stabilized, and optimized. You don't have to be full into the optimization, but you do have to be well into the stabilization, i.e., nothing's breaking, nothing needs to be replaced in the short term. Like, it's okay in the first, 3 to 5 years to be slow. There's a lot of people out there acquiring a lot of assets but that's their full-time job, number one, or number two, they're all about adding doors, adding. And I know that they have no idea what they're in for. Stabilization of those units, the fact that some of those folks have to borrow down payments. Some of these smaller investors that want to become big are doing it in a scary way. If you're already a bigger investor, i.e., I don't know, 30 to 50 units, if you're already that size and you're growing from there, then all the ins and outs of that stuff. It's the smaller ones that, eyes are bigger than their stomachs and they keep on adding and they put themselves in a bad spot. And then, it goes boom in the night. Not the best. Millennial Mike, you'll be closing as my guest. The real headliner is Three Amigos. Yeah, I'm good. It's the REI Avengers. I think there's, what is it, 11 speakers? So I'll go wherever Mike needs me. It's fine. I don't care where I go, what order I go in. I don't care. Makes no difference to me. And I'll talk about whatever the audience wants me to talk about. So I'm there for you guys. I'll have fun no matter what. BuzzTune, in your past live streams, low-key take notes on your Vegas recommendations, like Giada's. Oh, very cool. Yeah, Giada's is the best. When I go there, I don't even get an entree. I literally get 2 orders of their aged beef and Parmesan meatballs. And then I get, I can't believe I'm telling you this. And then I ask for some of their rolls, or we get an order of their garlic bread. Oh, my freaking word. Oh, I'm a big meatball guy. Oh, my wife's got an Italian grandmother and she makes these meatballs. I don't know what the magic is, but no matter what we've done, we can't get them the same. And so I've told her, I was like, this is a priority for you. You need to make this happen. But big meatball guy, and those meatballs there with that is just, oh my goodness, it is so good. It is so good. You think Simon may be one of the speakers? That'd be awesome. I'd love to see him there. Not my event, so I couldn't invite him. But that would be awesome if he came. I think that would be fantastic to have him there. That'd be really cool. But yeah, Giada's, that stuff is awesome. So I'll literally take the rolls and or the garlic bread, and I will make myself a meatball sub. Swear. Because there's so much Parmesan in the meatball already. Now, granted, I will give you this. It's probably the world's most expensive meatball sub. Because I want to say that their appetizer's like $15, and then the garlic bread is like $11, so it's like $26. But I don't do it all the time. I do it when I'm on vacation there, and it is spectacular. Spectacular. There was another place that we went to out there. Fat Burger, Sloppy Burger. It's something like that. It's some weird name. It was awesome. Place was awesome. And they don't have those out here. And no, not In-N-Out. Even secret menu. Gross. You think Simon, that's really cool. I would love that. I would love to meet him. Would be great to have him there. Yeah, we haven't even seen the full speaker list. I know I believe so. I know myself, I know Dion, Millennial Mike. I'm pretty sure Ty. Mike Zuber, obviously. I don't think I've heard any of the others. I don't think I've seen any of the others on any. I haven't seen the list yet, so I would want to steal his thunder anyway. But yeah, I truthfully haven't seen anything else. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited just to go and meet everybody. So it'll be cool. And I always like getting together and hang out with Mike, Millennial Mike, and Dion. I've never met Zuber. It's been like I think December is 3 years. I think I've never met Zuber in person. Never happened. Never happened. Any other questions? 6 minutes till 1 o'clock. I'll take another couple questions if you got any. Ned talks. Laughed my ass off. For some reason, I thought you meant Ty Lopez. No, no, no. Knowledge. Isn't he? He's too busy with what did he buy? The Circuit City name or something? He bought a bunch of dead brands names, and then he was like doing whatever he was doing with that. Who knows? All Nighter Hider. When I mentioned it to Zuber, he wanted Simon. Oh, when I mentioned it to Simon, he too was down. Oh, very cool. Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, would love it if Simon were there. Would love to meet him. Yep. I've always liked Simon. I watched Simon when he had a small channel. I watched Zuber when he had a small channel. But yeah, I was a huge fan of Simon, Uneducated Economist. Huge fan of his before I reached out. And then I was just like, dude, I would love to work with you, whatever. Because I love his perspective on the economy, and the Cantillon effect and Cantillon's essay. Just awesome. Ned talks. I can tell you some stories about Ty offline. Oh yeah, I want to hear those. Yes, I do. A person, is leasing slow everywhere right now? My market has slowed down a lot, even for Section 8. That's a great question. It's slowed down. It definitely has slowed. I don't know what market you're in, A person, but if you can tell me. It's slowed down, but it always does for us this time of year. So April, May, June, crazy. July, slower. August, slower. September, slower. October, even slower. November and December and January, dead. February starts to pick up. March starts to pick up. April starts to pick up. Actually, March starts to pick up, and then April, it's nuts. April, May, June, crazy. Yeah, it gets nuts. So A person, if you tell me what market you're in, I'd love to hear it. For us, it's with the weather. But yeah, we're showing a bunch of units today. I think some of them have taken like a week or two to rent out. Mobile, Alabama. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know what I think I think there's a lot of things. I think a lot of people are staying put. I think that yeah, I think a lot of people are staying put, and I think that there's some people out there in the market that are desperate, that are dropping rents. I've seen a couple where I was just like, ooh, but the place wasn't very nice. That's why, again, if you have a nicer place, it's not saying it has to be beautiful, but you know, oh, that stinks, Robert. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Well, we're going to do a lumberjack event, I think, here on the East Coast. I haven't figured it out yet. I got to wait until the new year, until everything kind of settles down for us. Yep. We'll have a place we want to have a place for them to stay, like a jail, as an example. But yeah, so a person, you bring up a great point. Definitely we've seen a slowdown, but for me, it's definitely seasonal. It's exactly what I expect. It in August, it starts to decline, or in July, it starts to decline and then gets worse and worse and worse. Oh, you got VIP tickets. Awesome. I'm very pumped. That's great. I can't wait to meet you guys. That's going to be awesome. I'm probably going to extend my trip. I haven't figured out how much yet, because I think the event is 17, 18, the 17th and the 18th. And Mike now lives there. So I'm going to get a place. I haven't figured out how much longer I'm going to stay, because my wife will be home with 4 kids by herself, including what will be our newborn of 3 months. So we'll see. We're going to try and make arrangements here to make that happen. We should all wear name tags without YouTube names. I've got a good shot. I think you guys will identify me pretty easily. But yeah, the other ones, yeah, Hyder, I would be able to pick you out. Robert, Ned, not Buzztune. But yeah, I could pick some of you out. Not all of you, for sure. Not all of you. Lumberjack event next summer. Yes, that's the hope. Yeah. Yep. That's the hope. Something next summer. By that point, everything will be settled down. Baby will be done, and, you know, not raised yet, but at least well into it. And summertime is easier too. Summertime is easier too, because we can bring in, you know, family, friends or whatever. And then we can do, yeah, we'll definitely have an event for sure. 100%. I don't know the dates yet, but we'll definitely be one. I'll be the smallest person there. I don't think so. How tall are you, Ned? I don't think so. No, you're not gonna be the smallest person there. No way. I know who's the biggest person there, or tallest. It's usually Millennial Mike. He's like 6'3", 6'4". He's tall. He's tall. He likes to put his shoes on, and then he likes to take pictures next to me with my shoes off. He thinks that's funny. Oh, yeah, it's good. Awesome. Buzztune, from remote work. Oh, Ned. See, yeah, I didn't think you were short. I thought you were tall. Yeah. 6'5". Yeah. I thought you were tall. Yeah. Yeah, Ned's a tall guy. Yeah. I never met Ned. I haven't met any of you except for Mike and Dion. And Redion. I've met Landlord Odyssey. Yeah. Give you a run for your money, Ned. Yeah. Hyder, you're tall? I didn't think you were tall. I thought you were shorter. Still upset we couldn't do the boot camp meetup. Corby, we're definitely going to do one. 100%. Just couldn't get it done in the time that I needed with everything going on with my real job. Couldn't get it done. Couldn't get the time. And Kim Bishop. That's right. And Kim Bishop. That's right. I did meet Kim. That's right. Unforgettable. But clearly I forgot. But yeah, unforgettable. I met her and her mom. Robert Fernandez, Japan trip next year. Very limited vacation time. Very cool. Partial tax write-off to look for real estate. Very cool. Yeah, there's some great deals on real estate in Japan. There absolutely are. That's right. Thank you, Mike. Kim Bishop. That's right. Can't believe I forgot that. Buzztune. Thanks, Matt. You're welcome. I'm super excited to meet all y'all out there. You met Mike and Dion and Cody. That's right. At Christian's first event at the hotel they bought. That's right. That's right. I forgot about that. I'd heard about it, and then, yeah, forgetting a lot these days. It's tough getting old. But yeah, I'm excited to 5'8" and 3/4. That's awesome. That's awesome. I think that's about how tall Dion is. I think he's 5'9", 5'9", 5'10", somewhere around there. Something like that. But yeah, it's always funny because I won't be sitting behind a desk like this. But yeah, well, I hope you guys all have a fantastic week. Excited to bring you along on this journey with this amazing jail, which will soon be a police station, or soon jail police station, which will soon be an amazing project. Hopefully that we can get those approvals to do ADA housing and get back to the community, and then do playland and all that other really fun, cool stuff. But I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Keep on plugging away, doing what you're doing, learning, investing in yourselves. This boot camp's almost over. Next one will be starting up not until the end of this year, beginning of next. But hope you guys all have a great one. Have a fantastic rest of your day.